Now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be seen on the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to the channel, and please everyone to do the same. You can also download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And again, watch the interview on the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. That's also on the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with a up-and-coming, wonderful singer, award-winning, LA-born, Seattle-raised, now living in LA and New York, and she previously was in Paris and having a nice following out there. She was a former senior data engineer at Microsoft in Seattle, started programming at the age of 8, graduated from Northwest College Design and Art. She's had numerous hits on social media and ready to release a brand new album she's very excited to talk about. And of course, you know, her style mixed in with technology, and she'll tell us more about it. It is so unique. I mean, it'll just captivate you, not just an audio side, not just video, but also on the digital and also the computer age as well, too. So mixing everything together and taking social media to a next level. So, ladies and gentlemen, live from Los Angeles on the West Coast, the next futuristic queen of pop, Shelita. Shelita, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you look so excited. So you're an award-winning artist. You were born in Los Angeles. You've been raised in Seattle for quite some time, and you're living in Los Angeles. You used to be in Paris, and you go back and forth between LA and New York, and sometimes you wonder, how do people do it these days? And you were a former senior data engineer at Microsoft. You began programming at the age of 8, and it's just amazing. We'll talk more about that. You graduated from Northwest College Design and Art. You've had numerous hits on social media. We'll get to that. And before we get to all the information, tell us how I got started.
Oh, I was always doing music. So it's just in my DNA. I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. I started really young, singing and practicing, and just this the only thing I've ever wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And you can tell us more about as well too on how you got started. You're a big influence in programming, like say going from programming over to music and everything as well too.
Well, I don't look at it as going from programming to music, because it was basically I'm a musician. Music's what I do primarily. And, you know, sometimes you want to do other things while you're doing music to support your music. And so programming was that thing. And it's creative as well, because at the end of the day, when you design programs or software and, you know, you're designing with the creative mind, it takes a lot of creative problem solving. And so even though it's programming, a lot of people think of just tech and science, and I love science, but science is also creative. And so I love being creative. It's
it sounds like it too, that you've been working at Microsoft for quite some time. You can just tell us you got on and how long you were working for Microsoft before you got into music. What was the moment that influenced you to get into music full time?
Well, I was always doing music full time.
Mm-hmm.
So like working at Microsoft or any other tech companies, it was something I mean, when I think about it now, it's different than when I was in it. And what I mean by that is, like, for me, programming is super easy. Like, it's, you know, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, it was just really easy. It's something I naturally gravitated towards. And at the end of the day, it helps my music career, because the way I design programs is similar to the way I write songs in terms of the approach, like the principles of programming. In terms of, like, you know, it really translates well into songwriting in terms of like being organized and like, yeah. Does that make sense?
It does make sense in a way too. And, you use data science and blockchain in your music as well too. Maybe you can just explain the concept a little bit. It sounds very unique and just very groundbreaking.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. Well, at the end of the day, I think that blockchain technology is the future. It's the future of finance, it's the future of transacting online. And at the end of the day, I think that artists can use blockchain technology to have different global networks of payment systems that they didn't have access to before. Now, we're probably talking to an American audience right now, and people in America, a lot of them don't really understand why there would be a need for a global payment system like that. And when you're in a third world country and you don't really have access to a bank account,
Mm-hmm.
it's different because in America, it's really easy to get a bank account here. So for someone who doesn't understand that, in other countries, it's not as easy to get a bank account, blockchain technology and Bitcoin specifically, it's borderless, and it doesn't matter what country you're in, and you are the bank when it comes to Bitcoin. And versus in America, when you're not the bank when you use American dollars. In the Bitcoin network, you are the bank. And so it gives more power to the users.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, I think that when artists, when they think of themselves, they should think of themselves as a global artist. And when you think of yourself as a global artist, that means you have to have an infrastructure that can support global payments.
Mm-hmm.
And so blockchain is just one of many solutions that can support that in a way that works today.
Mm-hmm. And what countries are currently using the global payment system right now by means of blockchain? Talk about the third world countries and some. So
I mean, I can do a Google search and see who's not using it. However, a lot of people around the world, adoption is increasing. I don't know the exact number, but I can look it up. But adoption is definitely increasing country by country.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing too. And one more question before we get to some of your music. Explain the concept of blockchain as well too. And you all know about data science, but blockchain is like how the whole thing works. This is totally new to me, and I think it's really interesting.
Well, blockchain can be thought of like a global Excel spreadsheet that can be updated in real time, where no entry can be deleted, and so it's transparent. And it, like a digital ledger. For instance, if you're going to a restaurant and you can see all the transactions of everyone at the restaurant, maybe you see that someone got free dessert, or maybe they got a free, glass of water, or they received free like entrees. And when you see that transaction on the ledgers, you see, well, I didn't get a free dessert. So what did that person do to receive a free dessert? And so in that way, that's the way the blockchain ledger works. Everyone can see the transactions, and so it changes the human behavior because you see in real time how everyone's being treated.
That is amazing. I might have to learn more of that as well too. Travel and say, "Hey, didn't get my pie," and just click that, and sounds like everybody in the restaurant knows, "Hey, he didn't get his pie." So I guess I have to I have to figure that out next time. Yeah. So
yes, our experience is only our experience. And when we see how other people are being treated, we see their experience, and it opens up more awareness. And so we live in a world of our own universe, of our own self, and we're in a bubble within our own self because we see what we do and what our experience is. And sometimes we make this mistake of thinking that that is the only experience. And so this provides more transparency, and it actually opens up a different avenue where you can see so many other people's experiences, and it's amazing, it's beautiful, and it's the future.
And it looks like blockchain will be coming to America anytime soon.
It's already here.
It is. Okay, we just want to double check in case there's people out there. It's like, what is blockchain? So
don't think of it as a location specific technology, because it's borderless, it's global. And so I think it's like the internet. When you think of the internet, I mean, everyone uses the internet. The entire world has capacities, in terms of the internet, and you don't think about it as location based. same thing with blockchain as when you think about it as a network.
That is amazing. And we're looking forward to that as well, too. We got some music involving data science and blockchain. Listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on MikeWagnerShow.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Mike Wagner Show and check out our videos. You can also download and listen on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, watch the interview on YouTube as well, and make sure you subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on YouTube and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. You can also go to the MikeWagnerShow.com and get all the past shows as well. We're here with award-winning artist Shelita, who is pretty much redefining the future when it comes to pop music, R&B, and just about everything else. She's an award-winning artist, born in Los Angeles, raised in Seattle, now living in LA and New York, previously in Paris. A one-time former senior data engineer at Microsoft. She began programming at the age of 8 and also has numerous hits on social media. And we'd like to talk about her self-titled debut album, Shelita, which brings in a new era of pop, R&B music, and a lot more. You can just tell us a little bit about it. And the thing I noticed, it just goes through a journey through time, like in life and everything else. So it's a really unique concept. And tell us all about it.
Well, the entire album is going to touch the neurons in your body. And it'll take you through a human experience. And you're going to feel it in your heart. You're going to feel it in your soul, your spirit, and also just in aspects of your own life and your own experiences, because I believe the human experience is a universal experience. We all love, we all have capacities to have compassion, and it just takes us on a journey through the universal human experience from the perspective of one of many.
That is amazing too. And of course, we also watch the video as well too, Penetrate and Penetrate 2, which pretty much defines what you do as well. You can just tell us a little bit about that. And you also got a new single, Religion, that's also coming out as well too.
Yes, that's on the album. I mean, Penetrate, it's about penetrating your thoughts and getting into like the thought realm in terms of perception and like lightening the mood in terms of like when you are intimate with someone, to go beyond just the physicality of that and get more in touch with the physical mentality in terms of being intentional with your mind space and holding in to your conscious energy when you are interacting intimately with another person, another human being, about getting to the humanity of the person.
That is something. And of course, you just it kind of reminds me of Kate Bush as well too. It's like she goes through all the journeys through, and also combined with Peter Gabriel. And who are some of the artists that actually influence you when it comes to this music?
Well, in general, I'm influenced by Nina Simone. I love Nina Simone. Billie Holiday. I love Billie Holiday. Oh my gosh. I also really like Janet Jackson, because Jackson, with her body, she's telling stories of poetry in the movements of how she dances. Really inspiring. I also really, really love classical music. Love classical music. I love hearing different melodies and trying to mimic those melodies with my vocals. And I'm just inspired by life and different sounds I hear in the environment. Like from the sound of like the tea kettle, the sound it makes when it's completed the cycle of heating up the water. I just love hearing and the hearing spectrum, and I'm inspired by everything that I hear, and I love to incorporate that into my songwriting.
So it sounds like you just take like a sound that you hear like every day, like say a teapot kettle, or like say a dog bark, or say slamming the door or waterfalls and everything, and you take that and you make it into music?
Yes. Well, I hear
Nice.
melodies and chords and notes inside of those everyday sounds.
Mm-hmm. That is amazing too. And of course, you also were able to get it into data science and blockchain and everything else. And you also have a debut album which is called, or an EP called Special, and you also had a single that reached number 24 on the Billboard chart. And you also had There, Drive, Photograph, and everything. Tell us about some of the songs and what they're about.
Well, that was the old EP, and the new thing is the Shelita album. However, when it comes to that EP, the intention was to give people a little taste of what's to come.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, and that is?
And that is now the universal human experience. When you hear the new album that I just put out, it's my first album in terms to the public, and which is my little baby.
Nice.
Going to be many, many more albums to come, but this one is very close to me personally, and I'm really excited to see how people interact and react to it, and how it becomes a part of their everyday experience in terms of how they listen to it and when they listen to it and why they listen to it, and in terms of like I want to be the songs you hear in important moments of your life, like at your wedding and at your graduations and, at your anniversaries. And, like I want to be ingrained into your everyday life. And I want
nice
songs. And you know how you hear a certain song and it does a certain thing to you where you know exactly where you were when that song meant something to you in your life. And that's what I want this album to do. Every single song hits a different part of your day from start to finish when you hear it. And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it's 9 songs, and 9's a very, very, very special number.
Oh, why is that?
Because when you take the number 9 and you multiply it by any number, if you add the sums of the digits until it equals a 1-digit number, it always equals 9.
Wow.
So 9 times 9 equals 81. 8 plus 1 equals 9.
Wow.
Then you have 9 times 10, which is 90. 9 plus 0 is 9. It always equals 9. Or 9 times 3 is 27. 2 plus 7 is 9.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's like the number of completion, because everything goes back to it, which means it's a call of attention. And what is reality? Otherwise, what we put our attention to. Reality is a representation of our perception of what we put our attention to. It
That is very nice. And I'm getting a really good math lesson here, I'll tell you that. So that is amazing. It kind of thought first that every time I hear the number 9, it makes me think of John Lennon in one of the songs too, talking about number 9 all the time. It just made me think of that. Now, what are you talked about the concept, like with some songs that just triggers memories, emotions, and everything. What are some of the songs that you had listened to growing up that triggered you the most, as well as we're talking about?
Wow. I listen to a lot of songs. To pick just one is a very difficult thing to do. However, wow, that's an interesting question. I like songs for different reasons. Like, for instance, John Lennon wrote the song Imagine. I love that song. However, I will say something that is not a popular opinion, which is, I believe when I hear the recording, the song is beautiful, but the energy that I hear in the recording is very low. Like it's very, it sounds like it comes from a place of someone in a low place, like in terms of their mental state. Song is not high energy when I hear it on the recording. Like when I listen back to John Lennon's Imagine, and when I perform that song on stage, because although it's not my song, that's one of the songs I do cover, I try to put more energy into it, because when I hear this song, it transforms me into a different place, to a higher place in terms of what the world could be, and not what the world is right now, you know? for me, I connect to that song with this is what the world really can be, and we can get there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And in that way, that song triggers me.
Mm-hmm. Also, another song too you can throw out there as well too. It's like, you talked about John Lennon's Imagine, and what's another song that stood out the most of you, that triggered the most emotion, like say in your lifetime, could be the present, what you may expect in the future. Say we are talking about John Lennon's Imagine, or say just throw any Peter Gabriel song out there, or even say like Billie Holiday, or say Miley Cyrus. I'm just throwing some names out there. So what's like another song, a good example that triggers the most emotion from me, and maybe just how do I put this, is to say what was about the song that just triggered you the most, like an event or something happened.
Right. That requires some more thought. I can't say off the top of my head. However, I do love different renditions of, like, classic songs, I would call them.
Mm-hmm.
That trigger me emotionally, because when you just look at the lyrics, it's just like, wow, like that is poetry. It's like, wow, it's just the most amazing. Like, off the top of my head, there's, wow, this is like, there's just so many songs I can name, and it's hard to choose one. It's definitely hard to choose one. I'm just drawing a blank to pick one, because I'm like, if I pick that one and not that one, and I would put them into different categories and different weights, and based on the different numbers and weights, I would choose what song it is. So.
There's one I can share with you as well too, that the song Morning Has Broken by Cat Stevens, that it was out in 1970, 1971, featured Rick Wakeman on the keyboards. He was a keyboardist from Yes, and he was on there, and that triggered an emotion where it's like I felt happiness and serenity, because my mom and dad bought my first single. That's what I got for my birthday, was Morning Is Broken. It's like the first single I ever got, and I proceeded to buy my own and start collecting 45s, albums, tapes, and everything else, and that just triggered like peace, contentment, just something memorable. It's like on my way to a career. So I hope you get what I'm getting at. So, it's just something that just triggers in a lifetime.
Right. And well, okay, so if I had to pick one, I would say Prince's song, I Would Die For You.
Mm-hmm.
I really love that song.
Nice. That's a really good one too. And of course, I'll have to say Year of the Cat by Allstar title track. I got the album when I was 12 years old. I got that for my birthday, and everybody looked at me like I was weird. And it turned out it became one of the top 100 most influential songs in America and throughout the world as well too. Here he is, 1976, and he did a lot of albums way back then, but it's like this one just stuck out, like being a real storyteller and what's it going to be like in the future, like if you don't take a chance.
Right.
That sort of thing, but that's what I'm getting at as well too. And of course, we'll talk about some of your awards as well too, and some of your tours, and what's going to be happening on tour as well too. You're listening to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking our budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Mike Wagner Show. You can also download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, watch the interview on YouTube as well, too, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Just go to the MikeWagnerShow.com and catch all our interviews as well. And we're here with award-winning LA-born, Seattle-raised singer, now in Los Angeles, used to live in Paris, now in New York, just going back and forth. One-time former senior data engineer at Microsoft, started programming at the age of 8, and using music and doing it by data science and blockchain, as we have talked about. And before we get some of your music as well, too, and some of your words that you had mentioned, you did one time live in LA and Paris, and now you're in LA and New York. And I guess the question is like, how do you manage to go back and forth at a constant pace and still have all this energy and be creative?
Well, I think about it in terms of being decentralized. and decentralized living. And I feel like a constant nomad, like, in terms of like, I love traveling. I love seeing different cultures, seeing different places. I love being outdoors. I suggest it for everyone. It's amazing to go around the world and just go from place to place and just interact with different people, and it's just amazing humanity, like, there's just so much to see and so much to do and so many places to go to.
And of course, you also performed over 150 shows across Europe, Asia, Africa, and New York, Los Angeles, and a little bit of Austin, Texas. You can tell us about some of the concerts you've been in, and what's your favorite place? So go ahead with the first part. So,
my favorite place right now is definitely Tokyo, Japan.
Ooh, nice.
And Iceland, like those two places.
Nice.
Love Japan. Oh my gosh, Japan's so amazing. It's just mind blowing. It's beautiful. The people there are amazing. The cultures there, it's just wow. I have so much respect. It's just beautiful and gorgeous. Like, to go to the temples and to see nature, and it's just amazing.
That does sound amazing too. And what are some of your biggest crowds that you've ever experienced, and where do you think you're most popular at?
Where do I think I'm most popular? I think
judging the crowd size, the reaction, everything, and like say, you go to Tokyo, it's like, you get a good crowd, but then you go to another place and they'll be like, they're not sure about you. So what do you think is like the most popular and like the most requested?
Well, personally speaking, I don't really think about where I'm most popular, because that implies that I'm basically restricting myself to what's happening in this year or last year or the years thus.
Mm-hmm.
And look at my career, I think of my career in like 500 plus years. So the music I'm creating now, even if it doesn't get to the levels that I think it should in the time that I'm living, we have 500 plus years to go, and this music's immortal. It's going to be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so that I don't think in terms of what's happening right now. I think in terms of what's possible in general, and what's going to be possible in the next 300 years, 400 years, 500 years,
mm-hmm.
and different planets, and not just Earth, and,
Mm-hmm. That is amazing too. And of course, we did talk about the upcoming single Religion too, where a woman falls in love with her iPhone, gets married to her iPhone, phone addiction sweeping the nation, and I'm sure you can relate. And how did this come up for you?
Well, wow, how did you know that?
Whoa. Ancient Chinese secret.
Whoa. Well, that is just one way to tell the story when you hear the song. And there's multiple stories. So that's just one interpretation. But another interpretation would be that you're falling in love with the greatest love of your life. And that love is so intense for you that it's like a religion in terms of love being the central point of your connection to spirituality, which is in some religions called God. And so I believe that we all have love inside of us, and it's a very powerful force, and love is eternal. It lives forever. And it takes us to this high conscious place that is so beautiful, that has the inner potential to unlock like the most amazing experiences and the most amazing geniuses of the world. And I think everyone has beautiful inner greatness and inner potential. And if people would just tap into that love source and their inner genius that they have, because I don't believe anyone's stupid, they just don't, they're a genius yet. And and I think that this song is just one pathway to get there in terms of being inspiring in that way.
That is amazing too. And of course, you also had quite one number of awards as well too. That you're the winner of 2018 Hollywood Media Award along Quincy Jones, Diane Warren, and you also had a most popular article in Forbes Entertainment, and You also have the single drive, which achieved 1 million plays in less than 24 hours on SoundCloud, was just amazing, and also featured on NPR. And I think there's also some as well too that you also hit quite a number on the Billboard charts. And I'm trying to go through my data chain and everything else, which I do the old-fashioned way. I hate to say this, so so we're just going through, and I think I have to take some lessons from me as well too. So you chart 14 on the Billboard, and one of them is you also had a number of hits on there too. So just tell us about some of that as well.
Well, I am competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I like awards. I mean, who doesn't? However, I also believe that for every step that I move forward in terms of what success means to me, because you have to define your own success, that others see what's possible for independent artists. Because once you see what something is in the world, then you see how you can be that as well. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. That is amazing as well too. And of course, you're gonna be going on tour pretty soon too. You can tell us where can we listen to your music and how can people come out and see you?
Well, right now we're still planning the tour, and we're going to publicly state the dates very soon. As far as how you can hear my music on every platform. On SoundCloud, it's free. On Spotify, you can stream it. iTunes, every platform.
Mm-hmm. And of course, looking forward to your album as well too. And also, it's amazing how you just gather everything all together as well too. And of course, we just have a few minutes right here. We know you're very busy. And what do you consider your most favorite project and the most challenging as of to date?
Wow, my favorite project is also most challenging, which is elevating consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
When I write songs, my intention is to elevate people's consciousness, contribute to awareness, contribute to just bringing more love in the world through songs and music. Mm-hmm. So I'd say that's the most challenging and my most favorite project.
I consider most memorable moment.
My most memorable moment?
Correct.
Oh, well, there's only one moment. It's the same moment. And so this moment of presence that we are in right now is my most favorite moment because it's the only moment we have.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. It's almost like you and I are talking here, your most memorable moment. And then when you go off and do something else, it'll be your most memorable moment.
Right.
All right, we're starting to get it here. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Wow, that is a hard question. I would say my biggest influence is not a person, but life experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely life experiences. It's my biggest influence.
And that would be, you can name off a few if you like.
Well, I definitely my father died recently, and I'm very young, and he died, and that changed me and influenced me in terms of my career, in terms of being different in the world, in terms of it's kind of hard to describe, but it changes you because you realize your own mortality when someone close to you in lineage dies.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's definitely influenced me heavily.
That is something as well too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Wow. The best advice, I would say.
Correct. Yeah. In terms of career, songwriting, or getting into computers, what you're doing as well too, data science, blockchain, and everything else. It's like, it's just an amazing journey what I'm experiencing as well.
Well, I would say the best advice I could give right now doesn't come from me. It comes from inner wisdom that we all share collectively as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
That is to remember that we create our own realities, and our own realities are created and crafted by perception. So if we change our perception, it changes our reality of what's possible.
That is very, very interesting. And of course, once again, your album Shelita is coming out very soon as well, too. And tell us when exactly it's going to be out, where can you find the album, and also where's some of your upcoming projects and website that people contact you?
The album called Shelita is out now. It got launched on Friday. You can check me out on shelitaburke.com, SHELITABURKE. And you can hear the album everywhere, on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere.
And we're definitely looking forward to that. I'm going to plug it in and get into some of it as well, too. And Shelita, I just want to say thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to having you on again soon. And also do us a favor, keep us up to date, and also keep us up to date to what's going on. Looking forward to having you on soon. And where are you playing next?
Where am I playing next? Right now, we're still planning the tour dates. So that will be announced soon.
Okay, that's amazing. All right, Shelita, thank you very much. It's been great. Look forward to having you on again soon. And we'll be chatting again.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.